Turnbuckle Tavern's YouTube page. Today we're talking about Tessa Blanchard. She is back, baby. But where is she going? What's going on with her? Before we get into that, make sure you guys click on the link in the description below. Subscribe to the YouTube page. The link will take you to our Pro Wrestling Tees store, our podcast page where you can rate, subscribe, and review. It'll also take you to our social media pages, and you can click the bell up in the corner so you know when we're coming back at you with more video. But yeah, let's get into it. Tessa Blanchard, she's made a post. She has explained a lot of stuff in this post, and she's back in the social media world, but she's not back in wrestling yet.
Yeah, she made a tweet, and the tweet pretty much disputed all those claims we talked about before of people saying she's racist. She disputed those claims. She said she's pretty much been taking some time to get her mind right, and
got married.
She got married. She's focusing on family and all of that. And I'll actually pull up her post right now and read it, and the people watching can see what she said. Let's see here. Well, maybe not. All right. There we go. Okay. So she pretty much said, I've been away for a while. The main reason for that is to focus on my wedding and honeymoon. The past few months, I've gotten back to the basics and been focusing on the relationships I have with family and friends and myself. The point of this post is because I'm taking back control of my narrative. That sounds very EC3 of her.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I've had people weigh in on what I should do, what I should say, what interview to do, Turnbuckle Tavern, and where to go. Now I want to listen to what I want and what's in my heart. I'm so blessed in so many areas of my life, and I'm so grateful to have such strong people in my life. And I regain control of that mindset that I know who I am. At the end of the day, at the end of every day, I can look in the mirror and say, I know that woman. I like that woman. I love who that woman is becoming and what she's capable of. That's all I need. Racist? That's not me. That's never been me. I don't have a history of being that way. I don't have a history of using that language. And that's the end of it. It's just not who I am. And I'm tired of being called and my family seeing me be called something so hateful. Who I am as a woman that cares deeply about my passion and putting in work. Who I am as a woman that gives 110% at whatever she does, whether it was waiting tables, extracurricular schoolwork, the next workout, or in the ring. Who I am is a woman that prefers to be viewed as tough as nails instead of having any form of weakness. Who I am is a woman completely driven by my passion and what I believe God has for me in my life. Even with those little details about me, at the end of the day, none of it matters. We are each responsible for taking control of our own lives. I'm taking back control of mine. And the little hashtag at the end, Sneed, you said that
means see you soon.
See you soon. So I found it interesting. We'll go back to that share. I found it kind of interesting. If you scroll into the comments, some of her former coworkers who saw her on the regular, not to say they know exactly who she is in and out of the ring, but I just found it interesting that you had Brian Cage, former Impact wrestler. Absolutely. Get what's yours, Tess. And then you go down Taya Valkyrie.
Yep.
Former Impact champion, gives the heart emoji, the praying hands. So it calls into question all these like claims of her being a racist. I don't see people like that sticking their neck out for someone who they feel those claims were justified in saying.
Yeah, I don't feel like, I mean, obviously, I don't know. I was never there, never knew any of the, only know what I've heard. But, for somebody to come out and make those claims and then have people back her on the comments, it just doesn't seem like that's her.
Yeah, and it turns into a real he said, she said.
Right.
Because it's like, who am I to call the people that were saying that liars? But who am I to call the people that are defending her liars. So I'm kind of like, like you, we're just reading that stuff. But I do think that our culture is prone to, cancel culture. It's pretty
Right.
big in recent years. And I wonder, like, is there any of that playing into this? But the main point of this video is, what's this post say to you? Does it say anything about Tessa as a wrestler?
It says see you soon. So I think I think it does. Honestly, I feel like it's her making a kind of a preface to her re-entry back into the wrestling world.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seems like she's dipping her toe back into the public eye.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively with the picture, because she's
Right.
in the water. So,
Right.
I mean, I feel like this is her kind of just, I'm going to preface this with, I'm not a racist. This isn't me. None of that stuff was true. I'm ready to focus. I'm focused now. Now let's get back to work.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. Now, where she gets back to work, who knows?
Yeah, she said, I'm taking back control of mine, meaning her life. And she also made the comment, she's been focusing on the relationships I have with family, friends, and myself. Does that mean Tully? Are we reaching here to be like, oh, she's kind of spending more time with family, and if family is important to her, is she more open to signing with a company where her father works?
Yeah. There's so many things in there that you can really look super deep into if you really want to. I think that's one. She could be mending a relationship with her father and then have an opportunity with AEW. And then she said controlling her own narrative. So, I mean,
Or she could be the leader of Retribution, and her name could be changed to Revenge.
I hope that's the case. That's the one I'm going to pull for.
Oh
I hope, because
God.
that's going to push her career. I mean, it's really going to push her far if, you know, I mean,
It does seem to me like something's about to happen.
yeah.
She's prepping for a big move.
I don't think she would have
And
made that post if there wasn't something in the wheelhouse.
right. And she's at a place, man, where at one point I didn't think WWE would touch her.
Yeah.
But with this Wednesday night war going on, I feel like both of those companies have their reservations about signing her. But I also think they both know that that's a big splash for a women's division to sign her.
Right.
So the question is which company goes after her the hardest, offers her the most freedom, the most money, and kind of rolls the dice on those possible negatives or cons of signing her.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I think AEW. I mean, one is going to give her the most freedom. Two, I think that's just a good way for her to have a fresh start.
Yeah, and I think AEW also, with her dad working there, that to me gives them more of an insurance policy on the
Right.
possibility of things going negative in the press.
Yeah.
Because if she's there and her father's there, it's almost like that would kind of soothe Tony Khan's worries of signing her. It's like, well, if I sign her, her dad is here. I feel like he could kind of guide her and keep her in line. Not to say she's some wild woman. I think a lot of this is vastly overblown. Because
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
Tommy Dreamer talk about she was a joy to work with at Impact.
Right. Yeah. I
And
mean, and I think it could be a case of the bad is all you always hear the bad news.
right.
That's what you always hear, whether it's wrestling or, if you turn on the news, you never hear good news,
Right.
and, they focus on the bad stuff, but I'm sure that there's way more good that can be said about her than just a few things that's came out about her.
Yeah, and I think WWE has a lot more to be worried about with signing her.
Yeah.
Because they saw, the Mae Young Classic, they saw how that went down. Obviously, that gave them negative feelings about signing her immediately. They didn't. And,
Right.
the possibility of her being disgruntled if she's moved to the main roster and kind of lost in the shuffle and not given this push, or her going to NXT and feeling that she's bigger than that. And just all the possibilities of her. She's all about, like we said in the last video about Tessa, she's all about chasing history. Is there stuff there? Will they book her on the level that she feels she's at? I think AEW would build an entire division around her. I think
think
she
so
would
too.
elevate all those female wrestlers in AEW. I think it would instantly, with Thunder Rosa coming in from NWA and having matches, if you bring a Tessa Blanchard in there against some of those women, I mean, you're instantly elevating your entire division.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially in the division that they have, there's a lot going on and it's a fresh division. So,
and not to say AEW needs her, but I think there is an argument to be said that WWE and NXT do not need Tessa Blanchard.
I don't think so.
AEW needs her worse than NXT and WWE.
Yeah, and I think AEW can capitalize on her name more than what WWE would.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know where you think Tessa should. Let us know where you think she should land in her wrestling career. Make sure you guys click on the bell too, so you know when we're coming back at you with more video.